Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. One of my favorite recipes is Dungeness curry crabs. Are you guys familiar with Dungeness crab? It's the female, one of the best in the sea. So here I am displaying my ginger, some of my curries. I got my Dutch pan, that's my green seasoning that I use. I'm trying to select which curry I'm going to mix because I tend to use a few. And I normally combine them together so I can get that best flavor. So that's me over there showing you guys. I'm getting ready to combine my curry and mix it up and make a paste, right? So that's how I get my flavor together. That's that island girl in me, you know, born and raised from a Trinidadian woman. This is how I learned to do things that we require saucy fillings. So yeah, I'm adding my curry to the oil of my hot Dutch pan, they call it, or what they call it, cast iron. And this one is not too heavy, so, and I actually took this one from my mother. So it's like really seasoned, you know, it's all beat up. But anyway, I added my curry, so it's bubbling there. I'm getting ready to add a little tip of water to it so I can extend it a little bit and get it nice and flavorful and saucy. So here I go, mixing it up, making more of a paste-like substance so that it can get rich, and I'll season it so it can get the flavors that it needs. Added probably a tip more water. Get it around, you know, just mixing it around a little bit. Getting the flavors all through the pot. It's best when the flavors are all through the pot so that that sauce every which way it hits. This is thyme, fresh thyme. I love thyme. I put some thyme in a hot grease. I'm putting some thyme in the curry. We tend to use thyme a lot. I love thyme. This is small leaf, actually, thyme, because they have two, big leaf thyme and small leaf. This is small leaf thyme. I'm not a chef, but I love what I love. That's green seasoning. That jar, I actually bought it, but I normally make my own. It's shadow benny, thyme, green onions, green, what they call this, culantro, and we mix that together, and maybe celery, and that's normally our green seasoning. So that's me putting my ginger in there, ginger paste, actually, and yeah, it gives it such a sweetish flavor. Not sweet, but I don't know. Ginger has this like different flavor when it's pasty. So that's me mixing it up, you know, getting all the flavor in the curry so it could start to bubble. I know y'all heard that before. Bubble, bubble. Yeah, so it's taking its time. It's bubbling up here. Went and got a carrot so I can add in there. Something about carrots and curry is, I don't know. It does something. You know, carrots is dense, so curry just like, poof, gives it like a spark. But yeah, and that's my cream coconut. That's the brand I use. Cut a piece of that in there. I know they probably say coconut curry, but that's cream coconut, not coconut milk. There's a difference, right? So that's me stirring it up. It's getting ready to bubble up and take in coconut. The cream of coconut has to melt down, and then it's gonna spread out through the curry, of course, dissolve. So yeah, that's what's happening now. It's bubbling. Getting ready to adding some others out. Seasoning salt, a little adobo. Yeah, and I'm just gonna flavor it up here. Garlic, onion powder, mixing, stirring, and different sauces in there. Stirring it up. Got some extra curry I'm adding, just fresh from the packet. The powder itself straight. Remember I told you guys I mix it, so This is the dry. And a little bit of stock I make is seafood stock. We normally make this from scratch. I use a lot of from scratch, or I should say fresh herbs, because we like them best. I feel like they give the food a little more flavor. I do use powdered seasoning, especially like seasoned salt, adobo, and things like that. But I use a lot of fresh stuff. You know, I use thyme. I use that actually right there is the name of it slipped me. It's gonna come back to me. But yeah, I was telling you guys that I use a lot of fresh seasonings, thyme, onion, scallion, garlic. So it eliminates me from having to put garlic powder. Or if I use onions, I don't have to add more onion powder. You know, if the dish is garlicky, you want to put a little more. So that's me here adding some of my spices. Allspice I put in there. I put in a little seasoning salt. I put in a little jeera. I'm not sure if you're familiar with jeera. It's a curry substance. It also gives, you know, a nice flavor. That's my seafood stock that I made. And that's a little bit of more green seasoning I'm adding just to keep my flavors balanced. Because that's the whole thing. The taste has to be balanced before I put the seafood. Because if the flavor is imbalanced, the seafood isn't going to come out with that saucy flavor that we're looking for, that curry richness that we're looking for. So here it's just bubbling a little bit. And I'm going to add my seafood, actually my crabs. Now I'm gonna mix my dumplings while the curry is simmering. I'm mixing the dumplings. I use a little cornmeal, and I'm gonna use regular flour. So I'm gonna mix those because remember we're having Dungeness CRAB curry with dumplings. So yeah, that's me mixing my flours together, and I'm gonna make me some dumplings. We don't want them all cornmeal. Kind of mix it together so it can have like a little mixed taste. Yeah, that's me mixing them together, kneading it in a little bit. You don't want to be too rough with the dough because dumplings are sort of sticky unless you want them really hard. And I didn't want these too hard, so I'm going to make them a little soft. I'm going to make my dough soft. And that's just a little regular water I'm putting in there so that I can mix my dough and get those dumplings boiling. I used to practice so much making like dumplings and biscuits and bread. Like kneading flour, it looks so simple, but not for nothing, there is a knack. There is like a technique for it to come out good. So that's my little cornmeal dumplings. I'm putting a little more flour in my hand because it's pretty sticky. And yeah, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. Maybe like a half an hour or so. Just such a pleasure in kneading. Sometimes I wish I can bake, but it's okay. I do what I do well. Add a little more flour. You do that when the dough is really sticky, and it could become really sticky. But of course I want it to stay soft, so I want it to like medium it out, like even it out. Just here, still kneading. Putting my dough together. Here it is. It's finally to a stage where it can like actually be set. So I'm gonna put that down for a little bit, and then yeah, watch so you can see my dishes come out nice. I'll cover that up. It's gonna sit back to the curry. Look how succulent that looks. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. You guys will be able to smell how delicious the smell and the flavor. Look at those allspices in there popping up. Look at the carrots. That curry is not too thick, you know, and it's not watery. It just has like the perfect texture. And I'm gonna add my Dungeness. Those are female crabs. They're like the juiciest for butter garlic and for curry and sauces. I don't know, something about the Dungeness crabs. They're delicious. So I'm setting them up in the sauce and curry sauce there that I made. And I'm gonna let them sit. You notice I put them fat side, head down, because I want that to suck up the most. And of course I'm now spreading around the curry sauce all over it. As you know, crabs don't take no real long time to cook, so it's a matter of it just getting flavored so it could steam. And this is me just making sure everything get doused in that delicious curry that I made, that sauce with all those rich seasonings and the flavor. Oh my God, this is gonna be finger licking, guys. This is one of my favorite dishes. One of my favorite dishes. So I'm getting it all settled in there. All covered up. Of course, head in. Or I should say the fat part in. That's me getting all those juices around. Even it out. Yeah, that looks good. And yellow and rich. Added a little of my seafood stock that I made from scratch. I make everything from scratch. At least I try. So I can know what I'm putting in my system. I mean, I don't know everything, but I know some things. So here it's like steaming a little bit. I went and got a big pot so I can even out the juices. Spread that sauce all over that curry. Spread that curry all over those crabs. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Getting that juice all over those carrots. They must be delicious. Succulent in the curry sauce. I'm even it out. Spreading it around. Anything I was saying?
What's that?
It's still steaming a little bit.
I didn't hear you.
You see that smoke coming out of it? So you know
But if I didn't
that
hear you.
pot is bubbling.
I guess.
Bubbling. Yeah, so that's that curry cooking. I put a little cuchilla in there. I'm not sure if you know what cuchilla is, but I put cuchilla in there. It's a flavored kind of tamarind seasoned up. It's like a culture thing. It's a seasoning that's flavor. So I'm gonna let that season for 2 minutes. I'm going back to my dumplings. My water should be bubbling over there. That's me putting a little salt in it. And I'm rolling out my dumplings. There we go. A little flat and round. And I like to do it like this. I know people are saying, why didn't you roll them out? I don't do that. I roll them out as I'm putting them in. So yeah, this is me doing it fast. You gotta do it pretty quick because I don't pre-roll. And my dumplings are going in nice and round. They're not perfect, but they are delicious. That's me here rolling up those dumplings, flatten them out. And yeah, dinner is served. Look at that, guys. Delicious. Look at our dinner. We're having curry crab and dumplings served. And that's our dish for our bones. Can't speak with your mouth full. This part you could just watch while we enjoy, because it was delicious. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our video because we did. Bye.